Welcome back to Two for Classics. My name is Liana.
And I'm Sam.
And this is episode 2 of the weekly movie Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, this week's movie was Wuthering Heights from 1939.
That's correct.
Hopefully, you heard last week's episode and have seen the movie sometime.
But if you didn't, that's what we are here to tell you the second part of the movie.
Yes,
and it will be just as entertaining.
Even if you haven't seen it, listen to it. Maybe we can entice you to go see it at this point. It is good, and I'm about to spoil it. That's the only reason we're mentioning this. So
that's all right. We have enough information for them to watch it or not watch it. No, seriously, go watch it. That's one of the reasons we do this podcast, to entice you to start watching this fabulous.
I think saying entice. I said it first, but to kind of encourage you, I think is the better
to
word.
watch these fabulous movies, and we can't say it enough. But anyway, yeah, go ahead and tell us the whole thing.
All right, I'll give you
spoil the movie for everybody.
Quick summary. Two tragic souls in love. Heathcliff, an orphan picked up off the streets and given a glimmer of a comfortable life, only for jealousy and resentment to take it all away, leaving him in an abusive servant's life. And Catherine Earnshaw, the daughter of a small estate owner, living a comfortable life when her father passes away, only for her older brother to drink away their income. Kathy, now craving a luxurious life, but with a wild spirit, and Heathcliff, unmotivated and filled with spite and anger, embark on a back-and-forth relationship that destroys everyone they involve. Edgar Linton, who truly loved Kathy and gave her the life she wanted as his wife. Isabella Linton, lied to by Heathcliff and trapped in a loveless marriage. Hindley Earnshaw, a drunkard that never understood why his father loved the orphan he brought home more than his own son. And the servants, who saw the end of Kathy and the insanity that finally took Heathcliff.
Whoa. That's dramatic, all right?
There's no heroes in this story. I think that if we had to pick someone that had like a good spirit, I would have to say it was Edgar Linton, who marries Kathy.
You said that to you that was like he was would you say he was the victim?
There were a lot of victims, really. There were a lot of victims in this.
I disagree with that.
He definitely was one of them.
I disagree that
he loved her. He really wanted her. He gave her everything she wanted.
Let me tell you why I don't think he was a victim.
Oh, but you think that you agree with me that he did love Kathy?
No, I do believe that he loved Kathy, but I think he, at the same time, was a fool. So he went into the marriage knowing that Kathy wasn't fully invested. I think he knew that she was there for, the perks. And so so that's why I don't think he's a victim. He truly...
He fooled himself into thinking she could let go of the past.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't like either of our protagonists, Kathy or Heathcliff, at all. Because Kathy doesn't make a decision and sticks with it. If you want a luxury life with Linton, you agreed to marry him, and you are trying to convince yourself, I'm going to love you, you're going to be my husband, I will never love anybody else, right? She's convincing herself to do this, and she doesn't stick with it. The minute Heathcliff comes back, now she's floundering again.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is a huge red flag. She has commitment issues. Okay. And even when she went to the party and was bitten and stayed over there for a little while, when she came back, the minute she saw Heathcliff.
You know what? Just because since they were children, they grew up together.
Yes, right? They grew up together. And
throughout their teenage years. And I think...
Well, technically, do you
think she marries around 18, 19? She's when she marries Linton?
17, I believe.
When she marries Linton?
In the book and I think in the movie here.
So, I think they were very similar. I'm talking about Kathy and Heathcliff.
Oh, yeah.
I think, and that's really, too similar. And I think their love was very toxic.
We discussed this a little bit where we kind of came to the agreement that Kathy hated that. Oh, man, my voice today. Kathy hated that Heathcliff didn't want to leave.
No, that he didn't want to
go and make a better life.
Yes, something of himself, and in the process helped her too. Yes, because she told him several times, how she actually talked once about how she thought he was the son of some Chinese emperor or something.
He's like the son of it.
Like trying to make him maybe believe a little bit more in himself that he could do this. So she always wanted him to go and become something big, make something of himself, and in the process, come back and get her, and then maybe they would have a really good life together.
Because she wanted the luxury life, but she wanted it with him at her side.
Yes.
But the problem at the time...
And I think he was too scared. I don't think that he didn't want that. Scared. No, I think he was too scared of exactly what happened. He was too scared that he would go away. When he came back, she would be, she didn't love him anymore, or she would be married to somebody else. And that's exactly what happened.
But so she promised him the first time. The first time.
When he left the first time. Because he left twice.
He left twice. The first time, she says, go. Mm-hmm. Go and go find your fortune and come back, and I will wait for you. So
So there's this big old fight, right?
Yeah, and he leaves. And then when he comes back, he's like, I couldn't do it. I was on the boat that was going to leave to America, and I had to jump the ship.
Because I love you too much.
Because I couldn't be part of you. And she gets mad at him.
But then she forgives him.
She forgives him because...
But again, I think she resents him.
Yes, she resents him for not doing this for them.
Yes.
Because at the time period, she as a woman could not go out and make a fortune like the men could.
Yeah. But then, she meets with Linton again. Linton says, marry me.
Yeah, even after she freaks out at him.
She agrees.
He still is.
She's telling this story to Nellie, which is the servant, right?
Well, Nellie's watching this whole thing. But I'm talking about... You're talking about when he comes to see her.
Kathy tells Nellie, Linton has asked me to marry him. And Heathcliff overhears the conversation. And he gets really upset and he leaves.
After...
Because he thinks that Catherine doesn't love him.
So this is after he has a fight with her about how... This is after she gets mad at him for coming back. And then she's getting all dressed up because Edgar's coming over to the house to see her.
She's going...
No, Edgar comes to visit. That's why she's getting all dressed up. And
no, I think she's going... Yeah, but I think that he's coming to pick her up because there's going to be a party or something at his place.
No, they never leave the house.
They never do? He's just coming to come visit?
Yeah, because you see...
Did I watch this movie too?
Apparently. Because Heathcliff goes to the barn, remember, and he's like... Comes back to Nellie, says, is he finally gone? Okay,
so, because he's coming to pay a visit. Edgar Linton is coming to pay a visit.
Yes, it's rainy and it's stormy, and you see him come in with his raincoat.
So, he's got money, he's rich.
Yes, but
what is he supposed to do?
He's willing to...
Walk over?
No.
He's got a nice carriage, right? So,
but he's still willing to give Kathy a chance, because in the time that she spent at his place, getting to know his sister and healing... from the dog bites.
Yeah, the first time they meet is because she breaks into the house.
She jumps the fence.
Because her and Heathcliff are watching a party they're having at the Lintons.
Yeah.
And they fall inside the gate, and then the dogs come over and they bite Kathy. The Lintons ask Kathy to stay, and they tell Heathcliff that he needs to go.
Yeah.
While she's there, she's introduced to a different kind of life.
Yeah.
So when she comes back, she's a little bit different.
She has gotten a taste of what could be.
Yeah. And in the process, also, she likes Edgar. He's a nice man.
Edgar's nice. He's a fool, but he's nice.
Yeah. But anyway, so...
But then he does leave after he spies on her talking to Nellie.
Yeah, when her and Nellie are having a conversation, he only overhears when Catherine says that
she's criticizing him.
Yeah, that she is going to accept Edgar Linton's proposal because, Heathcliff is not going to provide her with the kind of love she wants. I mean, she said, but then he leaves, but he doesn't hear the second part of that, which Kathy
says,
confesses.
"Oh, but I love him."
Confesses
still,
that she loves him.
This is when Nellie also becomes a villain for me.
Why?
You know that because we had that discussion, and you said, "Oh, but she knows them both," and I said, "No. Nellie is the maid, the servant that has been there from the beginning.
Yes.
From the day that Heathcliff arrived on the horse and dirty. And she's seen them grow up together. She's seen them, kind of fall in love. But now that, Heathcliff returned and didn't commit to being better and wanting to come and be with Kathy in a better life, she almost guilt trips Kathy into admitting that she's only marrying Edgar for his money and his lifestyle. She's like, but is it love? But that sometimes, and especially back then, you can't afford to marry for love.
Okay, listen. I think that
and
I don't think she's a villain.
If Nellie truly loved Kathy, she would want what's best for her.
Okay, but at the same time, Nellie also loves Heathcliff. She's like a pseudo mom for all of them.
She should have encouraged him to go.
Okay. That's something that the decision that he had to make on his own.
But she's not helping.
No,
she's still kind of putting them together.
I think she's just trying to get Kathy to admit that she loves Heathcliff because the reason is Nellie knows that Heathcliff is listening. He's like on the other side of it.
She knows.
So I think that's why she does it. Like she knows he's gonna have a broken heart. He's gonna, this is gonna be hurtful for him. So she probably feels bad for him.
She does.
But I don't think that makes her a villain.
I honestly think
she tried to help both.
She did the same thing that the father did and picked the favorite child of the orphan over the...
I understand that, but I'm saying I think that her intention was good. It didn't come from a place where
I think it was misguided.
Yes, but again, it was misguided.
For me, Nellie is a villain.
Okay.
And a gossip.
And we are here because everybody has different opinions. They're all welcome. We're gonna see what our listeners think. Well, we don't want to narrate the whole movie for them. We just kind of want to.
Isabel is sad. That's a sad story.
Isabel Linton is Edgar's sister,
the younger sister,
who ends up falling in love with Heathcliff
when he comes back.
So Heathcliff comes back at one point, and what a difference! He comes back. He's a gentleman. He's educated.
He speaks differently.
He's rich.
He walks differently.
He's everything that Kathy always wanted him to be.
But gone is the kind of almost shyness and kind of lovey-dovey feeling of that he had.
He's different.
Now
he's arrogant.
He's like angry, like perpetually bitter. You can almost see it in his stance that this is not someone you want to be around.
I mean, he is bitter. He's jealous. He's hurt. He knows Kathy married Edgar.
Yeah.
And that was, for him, a tragedy. So he turned all that into anger.
Yeah, but to have come back and start taking revenge on everybody.
Because he's hurt. And
but that doesn't help.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that he's really hurt. And he's like, anybody who stands in my way.
He isn't a good person, I'll tell you that.
He's not. He's not a good character. He's not
a good person. No.
And neither is Kathy.
No.
Because she's using Edgar.
She doesn't, what did I say before? She has,
well, you think about that.
Commitment issues. Yeah. Commitment issues.
So, Elizabeth Linton, Edgar's sister, she likes Kathy in the beginning. She actually loves Kathy.
Yeah,
as a sister-in-law.
Yeah. But now she's of an age where she's looking at men and thinking about getting married and all that. And she's lived a comfortable life. So all she's been surrounded by are gentlemen of a certain class. Because that's all that her brother and her father have led into the house. So now here is Heathcliff. He doesn't look like them, first of all. He's not English by nature. So he's kind of rugged, a little bit more rugged looking, handsome, and with money. but there's a mystery to him and a darkness.
Speaking about handsome, I think they picked the right actor. I always thought that Laurence Olivier was so handsome.
I think he was for his time, yes.
For all the time. But anyway,
But I understand why Isabel fell for him. But it's that kind of love where you're so unused to the world that it blindsides you.
You mean the love that Elizabeth had for
Heathcliff.
I guess.
He fed into it because he wanted to hurt Kathy.
Well, they both because they end up together.
Well,
right?
Kathy tells him to leave.
They elope.
Yeah, they elope. But Kathy tells him to leave Isabel alone because she knows that he's using her.
Okay, so Isabel meets Heathcliff, says, I want to be with him regardless. Of course, the brother and Kathy, they both oppose. Heathcliff sees an opportunity to hurt a lot of people.
Kathy and also Edgar.
Yeah. And also, but he doesn't care about Elizabeth.
No.
He doesn't. So he he's using her.
He uses her, marries her, and then...
They don't get married. She moves in with him.
No, they marry.
Where?
They get married. She's Mrs. Heathcliff.
I think they call her that, but we never see the ceremony.
No, we never see it, but it is said that he does marry her.
In the novel.
In the movie. I don't know about the novel.
But anyway, so the minute she moves into the house with him, into Wuthering Heights, everything changes.
Oh, she was always very, beautiful dresses, hair put together, very, aristocratic.
Yeah.
And the next time you see her now as Mrs. Heathcliff, dowdy, you almost think she's one of the servants. I thought she was one of the servants. And it's really sad.
But she's begging for love.
She's still constantly...
She's begging for attention from Heathcliff. And he clearly... he can't even stand her.
Yeah, he doesn't...
get away from me, I at one point she says, let me, just be by your side.
Yeah, let me just have one sliver of your attention or something.
Ooh, that is so pathetic. She's begging. But by then she's realized that Heathcliff loves Catherine. And she hates her now.
Now she hates Kathy because she sees her as... In other words, Elizabeth blames everyone except for herself and Heathcliff. She even blames Hindley, who Heathcliff... okay, so let's backtrack. Heathcliff underhandedly bought Wuthering Heights because Hindley...
Which is Catherine's brother.
Hindley Earnshaw. Has so much drinking and gambling debts that he's pretty much losing the property.
So lost it.
He hadn't yet because it was still kind of up for... So Heathcliff comes back, pays everything underhand, under the table, which is not a gentleman's way.
But he's not a gentleman.
Exactly. So it speaks volumes about who he is. And then he keeps Hindley in the house. He doesn't kick him out.
Because where is he going to live?
He lets him stay because he's tormenting him.
Of course. Because you know how Hindley was very mean to him.
He threw a brick at him as a kid.
Yeah. Hindley always hated Heathcliff.
For having his father's favor.
Yeah. And we blamed her dad for that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So at one point, I think Heathcliff is I'm going to get back at this guy for all the stuff he's done.
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity.
He did treat him horribly.
Yeah. He did. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but... Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, that's what I think the character of Heathcliff, which that actor, Olivia, played him so well. I've seen a couple of adaptations, but to me, he's done, in my opinion, he's done the best job. Because you can actually, when he's talking and his body language and his voice and just how he just hates everybody, even himself.
Angry all the time. And it's when you see him, even at the first time, because you see him the first time when the stranger comes in through the door and he's standing by the fireplace. The arrogance and anger and just unwillingness to be friendly, it speaks volumes. The way he stands, the way he talks, the vocabulary he chooses.
He's kind of mean to one of the dogs too.
Did an amazing job.
He did. He was. I really think he played that character really well because you actually start to hate him. what the heck? And actually, I started
He feels like-
those two got on my nerves because I almost was thinking, if they just would have allowed these people to get together and be together, then they wouldn't have hurt so much people.
But the problem is that it's not so much that they could have been together. Nobody stopped them. Because the father was dead, he wasn't going to be able to do it. And Hindley didn't really have any standing because he didn't have any money. If Heathcliff had gone the first time to make his fortune and come back,
They stopped themselves.
yes, they were their own worst
Demise,
evil.
yeah. But it's just that whole... I really don't think they were in love with each other. They was such a toxic supposed love that they had for one
I don't
another.
think that what they had was love. It was obsession.
Yes.
And also,
Like a sickness.
she hated the parts of him that reminded her of herself.
Yeah. So when Heathcliff marries Elizabeth takes her...
Or Isabel.
Isabel takes her to his house. Kathy is devastated, jealous, upset, angry, all of the above.
To the point
and
where
she now is like, I'm just gonna die.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
at death's door.
Yeah.
Dying in bed. And it's not a sickness. It's just...
A broken heart, I think.
It's a self-inflicted broken
But it's,
heart.
yeah.
And
She refuses to eat.
So dumb.
She refuses to eat. She just
So
like lays
dumb.
in bed and is dying.
Even now, Edgar, who is the loving husband, who... The last thing she asks him is says, give me some plant. I don't remember what it was called. And it's a plant that grows on this like cliffside near the Wuthering Heights estate. And she always had it in her hair. And even Heathcliff makes a comment that Isabel doesn't smell like it because Kathy always smelled like it. She always had it in herself. And she asks Edgar, go get me some. Go get me some from that specific place.
It's like flowers. I think those remind her of Heathcliff because when they were children, they would play around the meadows and things like that.
And there is Edgar. He's like, I'm gonna go do it. So runs out the door, sends his servants for. He's like, get me my horse, and off he goes to fulfill her last request because he still loves this woman. And it's so sad. That's probably the most heartbreaking moment. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, again, he's not a victim to me. Okay.
It's not fair.
Doesn't matter. He knows. Okay, he knows that Kathy's dying because she's choosing to die.
Yes.
Because she's in love with Heathcliff.
Yeah.
So, okay. Sorry.
And then the doctor...
I'm not feeling sorry for Mr. Edgar because I would have said, listen, lady, you eat or I'm divorcing you and that's it. You're on your own.
There's a lot of things.
But anyway, point is this.
Dr. Kenneth, who is this doctor that kind of shows up throughout the film to just be the doctor.
Yeah, right? He's like the family
local
doctor.
Physician.
But he's more like also like the family doctor.
Yeah, but he's the local physician. I think he tells Isabel that he brought her into this world.
So then
he tells Heathcliff.
Yeah, but then Kathy's dying, right? Kathy's dying.
He tells him that she's dying.
Yeah. And so Heathcliff goes over there. He finds out that Kathy's dying.
Takes off.
Goes over to the Linton's estate. Just walks into the house.
Doesn't knock, just walks in.
Goes upstairs into the bedroom. Sees Kathy laying there.
Yeah.
And just kind of starts talking to her like, but instead of saying, I'm sorry, or what happens?
He's still
they get into it.
Yep. He's still angry.
He tells her that this is all her fault.
Yep.
That his anguish or his pain is all her fault.
The lack of self
awareness
and inability to take responsibility in this movie is astounding. There's so much almost every character is blames everybody else for the choices. Your phone is not on silent.
Yeah, sorry. So that part of the movie to me was like almost I don't want to say laughable, but like, are you kidding me? Where she's dying. and they are having an argument.
Yes. He even curses
blaming each other.
He curses
Yeah,
her.
and to top it off, that's what he curses her, that she's never gonna rest because she's going to forever haunt
him.
Him. Not the place.
Yeah, haunt him.
Him, wherever he goes. So they're both going to continue to suffer.
So she asks him to kind of pick her up and take her over to the window to kind of see the moors, this land in front of this town, one last time, right? She goes over there. I'm not joking. I honestly thought he was gonna shove her off the balcony.
You know, I half expected that because I remember the first time I saw the movie, I thought that, okay, he's so angry, he's gonna do this. No, but he goes over there. I think that was just to show that they finally probably had peace.
She dies in his arms,
and I think that's when they finally had peace, right?
There's no peace because she still wants him.
They were not arguing anymore.
Yeah,
but this is the kicker, okay? So Edgar, her husband walks in, and Nellie's there, the doctor's there. And
the doctor shows up with... No, it's not the doctor. I think it was one of the servants that came in with him. But Nellie is there.
Okay. Edgar, her husband, is trying to tell Heathcliff to get out. He's not even listening. He's
not.
Like, looks over at him like, shut up, you know?
Yeah.
He's still there. And all of them are like, oh, so she passes away.
She's already dead by the time they show up.
And we have all of them like crying or praying, whatever. And Heathcliff is still going on about the curse.
Yeah, still cursing her. And they're all really sad. So he's there standing cursing her and her death.
They're all like, oh.
And Edgar's like on his knees at the end of the bed.
I think he's praying.
Yeah.
And Heathcliff is standing there saying, you are going to haunt me for the rest of your life.
Ridiculous thing. That's what that is. But then we finally go back to the stranger being told the story by Nellie.
Mr. Lockwood.
Mr. Lockwood. Now everyone's much older. And at this point, Heathcliff has already run out into the snow. He's been in the snow during this whole story that's being told.
Well, Nellie had narrated the whole
She's been narrating the whole story to Mr. Lockwood. And then Dr. Kenneth shows up. And the first thing I said is, how is this man still alive?
Poor soul has seen all these people dying. No.
And he says, I think I'm going crazy because I saw Heathcliff out in the snow with a woman.
Yes.
So he follows this Heathcliff and this person that he sees.
Uh-huh.
And when he finds Heathcliff, because he finally catches up to him, he's dead on this cliffside that they were always together. And he's saying that there's only one set of footprints in the snow.
But also that he has a smile on his face.
That he's finally happy, right? So Nellie's like, they're finally together. And I'm like, that's not a good ending.
They could continue with their toxic love in another life. No. You know what? I think Mr. Lockwood, he's probably fed up with that.
No,
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here.
If I were Mr. Lockwood, I would have sat through that whole thing because I'm saying, no, tell me more. Tell me the whole thing. Now I'm invested. I was grabbed by a ghost. Tell me the whole story.
Do you think the character of Heathcliff, like when he was brought over, I think he was already rebellious, because they don't talk about his life beyond that. They just saw Mr. Earnshaw says that he found them on the streets of Liverpool.
Yeah.
And like a beggar, right?
Yeah.
Like a beggar child. But remember, he was a little bit like he tried to get away.
Yeah, because they were trying to clean him up and feed him, and
he was a little wild.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe he already had those resentful emotions.
I don't think he was resentful. I think he had survival skills
but he seemed kind of angry to me since he was a child,
because he was kind of given a bad hand, and then when he might have grown up in a nice way, it was kind of taken from him and then put into a kind of a difficult situation where you love someone but you're on the lowest of the low in this household kind of situation. It's he was a bad hand overall. But he didn't do anything to change his circumstances. What is going on?
So,
what are you doing?
Don't worry about it. Were you impressed by anybody in this movie?
You were looking up your questions.
Yes. Were you impressed by anybody in this movie?
No, they're all bad. Oh, Dr. Ken's ability to...
Okay, there you go. So I knew you could find somebody. If you had to give one positive review on this movie.
It's entertaining.
In what sense?
And the acting is phenomenal. They really sell this internal emotion, even when they're just standing there and not saying anything. I think everybody did a very good job.
Yeah.
Across the board.
For me, it was entertaining in the sense that how their love just kept growing and growing into something that just kept getting worse and worse.
Oh, that was the most frustrating part of the movie for me.
And just that kept me entertained. Like, there's no way this is going to get... Yes, it does get worse. Yes, it does. And then until the very end where, Heathcliff says on Kathy's deathbed, you're going to... Cursing her, So I'm thinking, okay, this just never got better.
No.
This just went from, a little bit good to completely terrible, awful.
And anyone that got in the way or was involved.
Oh, yeah. They dragged people along.
Yeah. It was just not good overall. So, but the movie was good.
The movie's good. So, to our listeners, please go see it.
This
adaptation of Wuthering Heights is the one that I would say to watch.
Well, since it's the only one I've seen, I also recommend it.
There is another one in the 90s that I saw. And it was more like a series. I don't recall who the actors were. But that adaptation, the one from the 90s, was actually covered the entire novel. Mm-hmm. Because the novel, like I said before, it was 34 chapters.
You said that at one point they have kids and stuff like
that. Yeah, so Wuthering Heights, this one that we saw, this movie, only, I think it's up to chapter 16. Mm-hmm. And then Heathcliff dies in this movie. But in the novel... He's
still alive.
He goes on. Catherine dies, Edgar dies, Elizabeth dies. But the second part of the movie, of the novel, is about the children, because he ends up having a child with Elizabeth. Edgar and Kathy Linton have a child. And Henley had married somebody, and there was a child.
Someone married the drunkard?
Yeah. Okay. And so there were a couple of kids that Heathcliff ends up looking after.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So, that's a whole different, but that's the novel. Go ahead. I say read the novel too, but if you're going to watch an adaptation, then my recommendation is the one from 1939. And then maybe if you want to see another one, I think the one from the 90s, I don't recall the name, but no, it was in the 90s.
I said, as having not, as of this moment, read the novel myself, and having not seen any of the other adaptations, I didn't feel like there was anything left out. I said this in the first part. Uh-huh. It feels like a full and complete story, the way that it was told. So don't worry about not knowing anything. You can go in blind, and it'll still be a great movie. You won't feel lost.
Very good. So, rating from 1 to 5.
1 to 5? We always do 1 to 10.
We're going to do 1 to 5 because...
we have to do 1 to 10. I need a little bit of leeway.
Go ahead.
It's a good movie, but it's not my flavor of movie. This is definitely not something that I would decide to pick on my own. Okay. Right? And everyone has their favorites, right? Yeah. So I would give it, now I'm being harsh, like a 6.5. Simply because I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't watch it again.
Okay. For me, it was a 9.5.
Really?
Yeah.
What did it for you? Well, other than the story.
The story?
Oh my God. Well, we agree on the acting.
No. Okay, so that's a good question. The actors, I think did a phenomenal job. And the director did a phenomenal job.
If we're basing
cinematography for the time was phenomenal.
if we're basing
For the time.
Are we basing the ratings on personal preference, or are we basing it on technicality? Because if it's technical, then I would give it around like an 8.
Are you changing your number?
No.
I think you
personally, if I would I recommend it to a friend saying that I know has very similar likings to me.
Okay, so that's
then it would be like a
okay.
6.
So because we're looking at genre. If you're looking at a
but if I'm like a movie buff or someone that's just interested in the story of Wuthering Heights, definitely like an 8.5.
Yeah, like a tragic romance.
Yeah.
This is the movie.
So yeah.
But if you're gonna see any adaptation of Wuthering Heights, this is the one.
I'll recommend it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, so
so that's it for this week.
That's it for this week. Hopefully you will forgive the rambling on and on.
No, you're here for the rambling. That's the most important part.
We thank you for listening and for hopefully keep coming back.
Yep.
Give us a chance to keep you entertained or laughing at our foolishness and silliness. Or maybe, you end up watching one of these movies that we are recommending and end up liking it, and you recommend it on to somebody else.
I'm not saying it's true, but if you don't continue to listen to us, the ghost of Kathy Earnshaw may or may not haunt you for the rest of your life. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Just one more thing I wanted to say. Where are we finding these movies? Okay, we're not getting paid by any.
We're finding them kind of all over the place.
Yes.
This specific one, at the time of recording, we found on Tubi.
Yes.
But
some of them we can find TCM, and I think Paramount has.
Some of them are on HBO.
Yeah.
Or I guess Max.
And again, they're not everywhere. We're giving them free advertisement. You'll find them, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just kind of have to look.
But there's definitely so many black and white movies, or movies, I guess, from that era.
And if this is the first time you're listening to us, we have other movies that we've done.
We have a couple right now.
So
please give it a listen, and we hope we're entertaining, and we'll hope to see you back.
Have a wonderful week. Take care.
Bye.